Welcome to today's class. So this is going to be a little core workout that you can do just on its own or perhaps add it to another class in the library. So let's begin by coming down onto our backs. Taking our time to get there safely. Now we're going to actually start with our legs extended on the mat, but not in a way where we're just going to let them flop however they want to. We're going to bring them into a neutral position. So I want you to bring your legs so that your knees are pointing up to the ceiling and your toes as well without pulling on the ankles too much. So feel the length of your legs here. Feel the weight of your legs onto the floor. And notice what position your pelvis is in without correcting it in this moment. So just noticing for a moment. And then we're going to start with some pelvic rocking. So we're going to allow the pelvis to tip forward. So we're arching through that lower back area. And then we're going to slowly rock the pelvis through neutral towards an imprint. So where the pubic bone is lifting up to the ceiling. We might not get into a true imprint where the back is against the floor, but we should feel some core engagement here and less of a space between the lower back and the floor. So we're slowly going to release that and allow the pelvis to come forward again. So now the pubic bone is pointing down to the floor. And then again, we're going to begin to rock the pelvis in the opposite direction through neutral towards an imprint. And then we're going to go forward slowly again. So just working within your comfortable range of motion. Imprint. Feeling that connection between the ribs and the pelvis. And as we release that connection, by tipping the pelvis forward, we still want to be aware of it. So we're not just letting the pelvis rock forward so much and arching the back so much that we feel discomfort through the lower back. So we do want to keep some awareness, some light contraction through the front. So one more time into your imprint. And then from there, you probably just have to rock forward just a little bit to find your neutral. So we're going to stay in neutral and we're going to slide the right heel in so that the right foot is flat on the floor. So staying in neutral, engaging through the core. You're going to float your right foot off the ground. So I'm just floating it a little bit higher so you can see. And then you're going to slide or floating that leg, you're going to send it down the mat so that it's straight. And then you're going to bring it back in. And maybe place the foot down in between without losing your positioning. So we've got the left leg lightly engaged. We've got our neutral. We've got this core connection happening. We float the right foot off the floor and almost like we're sliding it along the mat so that it's lengthened. And then we're bringing it back. And then maybe just tapping the floor to take the weight off. And then bringing it back up, lengthening it out, bending at the hip and knee to come back. So let's do 2 more on this side. So hopefully you're feeling that core work, especially as the leg straightens out. Likely feeling also some work in the quads and the front of the thigh, maybe the hips as well. Okay, let's sneak in 1 more. Coming back in. Holding our positioning, we're going to float the right leg to tabletop. And then we're going to float both arms up to the ceiling. So from here, we're going to send that right leg forward, this time on a diagonal as we send the arms overhead. And then we're going to circle the arms out to the sides. As the knee comes in, we're going to drop the chin to the chest, and we're going to curl up. We're going to uncurl, send the arms back up to that start position. Reach the leg out, reach the arms back. Circle the arms as the leg comes back to tabletop, chin to chest. We curl up. We uncurl, bring the arms to point up to the ceiling. Okay, you got it now. So we're going to reach that diagonal, reach back. So again, always working within your range of motion. I know sometimes shoulder range of motion can be restricted. So if you need to really shorten it or maybe just do one arm, do what you need to do to respect how your body is feeling. We've got two more here. Stay engaged through that left side just slightly. Keep that pelvis neutral. Take your time. This time as you come out of the curl, your arms lift up. You're going to bring that right foot down. You're going to bend the left knee in, straighten out the right leg, and we'll bring the arms down to our sides here. So we're going to start the same two exercises on the left side. So maybe resetting our neutral spine, neutral pelvis and spine, feeling engagement through the right leg. Then we're going to float the left foot off the ground. We're going to slide it or float it down the mat. We're going to bend it back in and then place it down without releasing everything that we set at the beginning. So we float, we reach, we bend, and we lower. So finding your breath pattern here, keeping the breath moving just as the leg is moving. Keeping that awareness on the core. Let's do 3 more here. So I'm paying attention that I'm not rocking forward with my pelvis. And trying to stay level from side to side as well. Alright, if I'm counting correctly, we've got 1 more here. This is one of those exercises like don't knock it until you try it. It's harder than it looks. Okay, so we've done our 3. So we're going to float the left leg to tabletop. We're going to make sure we're still in our neutral. And then we're going to float the arms up to the ceiling. And are we engaged through that gently through that right leg? Here we go, sending the leg forward, the arms back. And we circle the arms out as the knee comes back to tabletop. Chin drops as we curl up. We uncurl, float the arms up, and we repeat. Reach, circle, and curl. So with the curl, I'm looking forward towards my other foot. Making sure my ribs stay down as we come back down onto the floor. So as always, we're doing really intentional movement here. And we've got 2 more. That's it, last one, just taking your time. Quality is more important than quantity, I always say. And we're gonna keep, once we come back to center, we're gonna keep that left leg in tabletop. Bring the right knee to bend, right foot flat on the floor. And now we're gonna open the right knee out to the side and then the left arm. And then bring both back to center. So our right knee is gonna float, open to the right, left arm to the left. And then we bring both back to center. Open and close. Check in with the opposite arm and leg. Just make sure that you're staying centered and not trying to compensate. So I'm going to do 5. See if you can tap into the core here to keep you centered. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the arms where they are, you're going to place the left foot down to match the right, and then the right is going to come to tabletop. And we're going to repeat this on the other side. So left knee opens, right arm opens, and then we come back to center. I'm just checking in without like touching anything, just checking that the space between my lower back and the floor is nice and small because I'm in that neutral position. I also like to check in that I'm not creating too much tension at my shoulders and my neck. Trying to find that support through the core. Let's go 4 more here. Actually 5, let's go 5. That will match us for the other side. Now 4. And 3. And 2. And 1 with the same control as the first one. Okay, we're back at center, keeping the limbs where they are. See if you can come into an imprint. So bring that back towards the floor. Let's float the right leg up to tabletop. Now we're going to alternate legs, but move both arms at the same time. So right leg forward, both arms back, and then to center. Left leg, and center. Back to the right. Again, you don't have to go fully straight or bring the arms all the way to the floor. It really depends how well you can keep and stay in that imprint. All right, let's do 6 more here. Feeling that shake. And 4. And 3. Last 2. And last 1. Working hard. We bring the knees into the chest. Maybe rock from side to side if that feels like what your body wants in this moment. So we're done with our core class today. So just a moment maybe of appreciation for yourself for taking the time to do this and for your body being able to do this even if you had to modify some exercises. So we'll place the feet down, roll onto one side, make our way up, and we're all done. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you at another class soon.